Well, y'all, it's happening. It's really happening. We got trans men entering into female sports, y'all. I seen this article where a high school girl basketball game in Massachusetts abruptly ended after a coach watched three of his players, right? Three of his players get injured by a transgender player on the opposing team. It says the Collegiate Charter School of Law girls basketball team was forced to forfeit during its February 8th game against KIPP Massachusetts after one of their KIPP's players, a biological male, injured three of their athletes. And I want to show the video right here, and we're going to get into it and give our thoughts. Now, I always felt as though it was only a matter of time before this type of thing starts to take place. We know we live in a society now where society is allowing, and not only allowing, but forcing these types of things on everybody, okay? It's one of the situations where there's people in the world that want to do these things, and the government of this particular country, corporation, whatever you want to call the United States, is now allowing this type of thing to happen, to where now you can change who you want to be now. They're allowing everybody to change who they want to be, and now it's starting to seep into sports. Okay, we've seen this kind of thing happen in fight sports, where there's starting to be trans men going into the women's sports, and these guys are starting to go in there and knock them out. You're starting to see the trans women go in there knocking out these ladies in professional sports, and they're starting to take over. It's just one of the type of things that happens when you allow these sort of things to happen. When you start to break through certain thresholds, you open up these doors. You gotta be ready to, have whatever comes with it happen, okay? And I feel like a lot of people in this world, and not only this world, but more specifically the United States, where they're condoning this type of activity, they're getting behind it. They're voting for it. They're looking for leaders that want to bring in this type of stuff, and they're not realizing all of the different things that comes with it. A lot of us have daughters, a lot of us have sisters, a lot of us have mothers, of course. Everyone does, right? Even if they're not alive, but we all have women in our lives, and we wouldn't want to see the young women competing against trans men or trans women. Most people I know wouldn't want to see their daughters on the same football field with men. They don't want to see on the same basketball field or inside of a boxing ring or MMA ring. It's getting to a point now where it's almost getting ready to start being very, very tough for women to compete in sports now, because now men can identify as women, and it's going to change the game. You're going to start to see the game get changed. You're going to start seeing trans men creep into all of these sports, and they're going to break all the records. They're going to win all the championships. They're going to get out all the knockouts. They're going to go pro. They're going to take over. I know y'all seen that movie Joanna Man back in the day, where where the man crept into the women's basketball WNBA, and he got in there and he was basically dominating. So a lot of people ask for this type of thing. I don't necessarily think it's a good idea. I don't particularly agree with it, right? But what can you do, right? What can we really do? And dude look like he about 6'1", 6'2". He about to drop like 80 points on these girls. And you starting to see it now where, these type of things happen. Now, I don't want to speculate or anything, but I do got to give my opinion. I don't necessarily feel as though I see where she got hurt. Can you guys look at this video and tell me where she got hurt? I can't really see the injury in this video, but then again, I also understand that there was other players getting injured, right? So you can imagine it was a little bit probably emotional at this point. They were probably a little bit mad, a little bit peed off at him, you know what I'm saying? So she was just, pretty much not wanting to deal with it no more. You can kind of tell. Now, I can't say for a fact that she wasn't hurt. She could very well be hurt. She's showing that she is, so I'm not going to say she's not. But just me being a basketball player, somebody that played ball my whole life, I can't really see where this is a big injury, but it is what it is. You guys can, let me know how you feel about that situation down there. But I want to read a little bit of this article that's also on here too. Let me see. Okay, I'll go back here with it. All right, it says on February 8th, the coach of a collegiate charter school of the Lowell's basketball team decided to end the game at halftime after watching a third player injured in the game. Okay, the bench was already depleted going into the game, with 12-player roster having 4 players unable to play. When the coach saw 3 more girls go down in the first half, leaving him with only 5 players, he made the call to end the game early. The upcoming charter school playoffs are looming, and he needed a healthy and robust bench in 4 days. Okay, once the third girl was injured, the remaining 5 expressed concern to him about continuing to play. The players feared getting injured and not being able to compete in the playoffs. And I had a feeling that might have had something to do with that injury we seen on camera right there as well. It just seemed like the girls basketball team were getting frustrated. They looked like they were upset with this. They didn't want this, and they really want to compete for a championship, but they're not able to because this guy on the other team, who's now a trans woman, is basically 6'2", 6'1", and he looks like he's dominating in the paint, snatching all the rebounds, putbacks, backing them down, turnaround jumper. You know what I'm saying? My boy going for all the he going for all the points out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? He trying to break records and try to go to college. You know what I'm saying? This is an avenue to get this money is what he's thinking. Nah, I don't know, man. I'm just cracking jokes, man. But but it goes on to say, in the effort to maintain safety for his team, he decided to forfeit. The charter school supports his decision and reiterates its values of both inclusivity, and safety for all students. We take the standards set by the MIAA and our board of trustees seriously and strive to uphold them on and off the court. Okay, we also know the guidance from the MIAA and state laws regarding is that equity? I thought I was gonna say equality, equity and access for all student athletes. So it looks like not only did the coach see that it was necessary to take the girls and forfeit the game and get ready for try to go into a playoffs and to prevent them from getting hurt furthermore, but also the charter schools support the decision, and they basically want to basically back up anybody who's getting injured, and they take it very seriously is what they basically saying. But this is, in my personal opinion, is that, like I said before, I disagree with the whole situation. I don't think it's good, but that's what the laws that's been passed. They put that thing into place, so now we got to deal with the can of worms that comes with it. And my personal opinion is that a lot of women have been trying so hard, to be equal to men in every aspect of life. You've seen that happen so many times where they are, trying their hardest to be equal, and then when it comes down to the physicality of sports, they're not able to compete on a physical level. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just the anatomy and the biology of men and women. A lot of times we're bigger, stronger, faster, and it's just really no comparison. It's no competition for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of the feminist movement and a lot of the feminism had a lot to do with this and played a big part in this whole situation. Is why you're starting to see a lot of this start to happen now. It's one of those things in life, and I always talk about it, that when you put a lot of energy out there into the world, into the universe, like they say, you put that energy out there that you want to be this, you want to be that, then a lot of times the way life works is you end up getting what you wish for, so to speak. It says, and the saying goes, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And I think a lot of times that's what happened, and that's what we're starting to see now. A lot of women was wishing for equality. We want the same thing men get. We want the equal pay. We want the equal this. We want equal that. We want to be able to, in the WNBA, we want to get paid like the men, and in the military, we want to get paid like the men, and in comedy, and you see Monique complaining, we want to get paid. But at the end of the day, men and women are different. our genetic makeup is different. Everything about men and women are different, and it should be that way because we were created that way. You know what I mean? And I believe that men and women have equally but different roles and attributes in this life, and it's necessary. Yep. So this is a sad situation, but sadly, we're gonna start seeing this more and more and more and more. Okay, get ready for your favorite female boxers to start getting knocked out smooth. Clarissa Shields. Get ready for some of your favorite MMA athletes to start getting knocked out cold, because that's just the way it's going. A lot of trans men / trans women are starting to get into these different sports, and you're gonna start to see things take a turn for the worse. And I just wanted to get in here, talk about this, give my thoughts, my concerns, and so on and so forth. And I want to hear from you all as well. How do you feel about this situation? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's, whose fault do you think it is? So we're going to talk about it right here. This your boy, Get a Mic. Much love, peace, and blessings to everybody checking into the channel. Really appreciate it, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out and leave your thoughts down in the comment section, man. It's your boy. We out of here like last year. Peace out.